Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Welcome. Today we are going to create some Christmas ornaments. I will show you my overhead video, and yes, let's just dive right into it. If you, well, if you haven't met me before, my name is Pauline, and I host the Creative Cocoon Art Club. And last year we also did some Christmas ornament, and I thought it would be really nice to do another session because creating Christmas ornaments is just, I don't know, it's like we were just talking before I pressed record that the Christmas period is such a busy period and a time where we have to do so many things, but just sitting down for a few moments and just making something is really nice, a nice alternative to all the rushing and all of the tasks we still have to do before it's Christmas. I will show you my overhead video and then we'll start. Let's see, where is it? Yes, I will spotlight. Let's see, where am I? Here. Ooh, oh dear. I already had it set up and then I realized that it's completely in front of my face. So this is why I decided to push it aside. But then, of course, um, obviously I had to move it. Maybe if I do it like this a bit more. Ah, no, don't. Stay like this. I feel like it's going to fall over now. Sorry for the wobbly. I have to secure it a bit better. Oh, having it in place before you start is much better, I can assure you. Okay, let's do this. Yes, okay, I won't touch it again. So, as you can see, there are already a few of the ornaments that I created for this session on the table. Um, and they're actually really easy to create, really fun as well. So I took some pretty basic shapes because I didn't want to make it too difficult for myself. And yeah, just created some nice decorative mark makings basically on them. What I did with this one.
Recording in progress.
Oh, sorry. I can hear someone. Did someone ask a question? Or because I'm hearing an echo. If you want to ask me a question, I will put the chat open. And if you want to ask me a question, don't hesitate to do so. You can put it in the chat. I will try to remember to look at it regularly. And if I don't respond to it, please just ask me the question. And if I hear like a very large echo, I will mute you for a bit, and that's just not because I find you annoying, but because I wouldn't want people to have problems with their ears. But yeah, don't hesitate to ask me a question. I'm hoping I will cover everything, and if I forget something, please ask me if I skip a step. Also, I might think, yeah, no, it's good. The cameras are good. So what I did with these is I made them out of a tomato tube, which is just tomato paste. We eat a lot of pasta in this house because my partner is Sicilian, and well, you can't live without pasta if you're Italian. So we eat a lot of pasta sauce, and apparently, oh, there's still an echo. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, hopefully that solves it. Yeah, so lots of pasta in my house and also lots of tubes of I think they're made from aluminum. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's different in different countries probably. But you can cut these open on both sides and then in the middle. And if you flip them open and clean it, then you get this really nice golden foil. And that is what I used to create these ornaments. And today I'm going to use prefab because I wanted to show you both. I bought this in a craft store, and they're just sheets, really nice sheets actually, of gold foil, but that's also aluminum. And you can buy them in different colors apparently. So I also bought like more copper color, extra strong, it says. I don't know what that is supposed to mean, but you can buy them in different colors if you want. Um, if you are using a tube like this and it is a bit wobbly, you can smooth it out with preferably a large spoon, a wooden spoon, and that takes out almost every wobbly bit and it'll be smooth like this. I'm going to push this aside for a bit. But yeah, you can use these sheets as well. And it's really easy. You can cut them with scissors. Um, and so you don't have to use um, like a knife or something. Let's just all stay safe and just keep it nice and easy. What I did, actually, these ones, the ones that I created before, I didn't even sketch before because I was just figuring some things out and I was just testing things. So you could, oh, I'm hoping that it has to stay focused. You could um, do something like this. So, for instance, I did a mushroom and a tree, a Christmas tree, and a leaf. I just sort of made up this shape and a candle and a star. And afterwards, I poked a hole in it. I'll show you how I did it. You could use a, there are like tools for this, but I don't have one where you can sort of punch the hole in them. But I just did it with the sharp end of a scissor. And then you can put some string or a nice ribbon at the end, and then you can hang them somewhere. Some people also make mobiles. I've seen them on the internet since I've been looking for like nice and interesting shapes to create. My Instagram was like bombed with all of the gold foil ornaments that people have created, and there are so many lovely things to be inspired by. And I saw some lovely mobiles. So if you sort of probably on Pinterest, you will find a lot of them if you want to make a mobile out of it. Yeah, just sort of Google it and or search on Pinterest, and you will find lots of examples. So that would be like you could do it on longer strings, or maybe hang them. They could also You could also have like multiple things on top of each other that would form one ornament. That would also be nice. I think just sort of creating these separate shapes just for fun, is nice to do. And then later on, you can decide if you want to make just gifts out of them or something else. So I didn't sketch these out. I just sketched them on the paper itself, which you can do. You can draw on them, and that's what's going to make the dent as well, because it's sort of dented, as you can see. I did that with a regular pen. My name is on it because someone sent this to me, wanting me to sell lots of pens with my logo on it, apparently. And I had some tools from, yeah, I think these are for ceramics or something, but they turn out to be really, especially this one turns out to be really nice to use for the to make like the deeper lines. But just using a regular ballpoint pen works perfectly fine. And for today, I have already created a few sketches. So what you can do is think of, well, just the thing you want to create. It doesn't have to be something very complicated. It could be something like an acorn or something, or a leaf. But if you want to try a bird, I've done a few simple shapes, a pear, a heart shape, a simple tree shape. Could be anything basically. Some things I'm not sure if they're going to work, but I've just made some sketches, and you could do that as well if you want. I can do a few more. Maybe I'll work this one out a bit more, which is how do you pronounce this? Is the pomegranate? We call it an apple, a granate apple. So, but this is like the fruit which has like the beautiful jewel shaped seeds actually on the inside, and it's such a beautiful color as well, and it's really Christmassy to me. So I think I would like to create one of these, and maybe also the owl would be fun. Yeah, so maybe I'll create a new one. Let's put the foil to the side. Let's have, because I thought I did this sketch and I thought, oh, maybe it's a bit too small. It all depends on how big you want them to be. So maybe a bit bigger, something like this. Yeah. And I'm just using general shapes, nothing too complicated, because we are going to cut them out with our scissors. And if it's a very complicated shape, then I think the foil will sort of curl up a bit. So, and it's just too difficult to cut out as well. So I thought of doing like the impression of leaves. So I'm not going to cut here, but I'm probably going to make an indentation there. Yes, and then I'm going to sort of pretend like it's already cut open so that I can do like the jewel shaped seeds inside, which is one of my favorites around Christmas time. They're so nice and so delicious. So I'm just thinking of some shapes, which will be nice to, um, add some lines to the gold foil later. Like this. Maybe I'm just making things up. Doesn't have to be very, very precise. Maybe this needs to be a bit smaller. I actually like this better. Yes, I think this is better. It's a bit more elegant. So this way, if you sketch it beforehand, you have a bit of room for error, and you can tweak and adjust a bit before you do the definite thing. What you could do, you don't even have to cut them out, but I think I'll cut it out of the paper a bit, because that will allow me to show you the process a bit better. So let's put this to the side. Yes. And then basically you take your foil or your tomato tube or anything else. I also think this is such a great way to recycle something. So you could even make, like, if you eat pasta as much as we do, you could make like a whole garland out of it. And so you could take your pen and just put it on top of the foil and then just trace it. And it's a bit of a trial and error thing. Sometimes it slides a bit, so you could also tape it down if you want. And there is a possibility that the indentation won't be as um, much as you want it to be. So if that is the case, I will show you the difference in a minute. Because my table is fairly hard. So if I, let's see, well, you can see it. That's good. Um, but my table is fairly hard, so the indentations won't be too deep. If you want them to be a bit deeper, you can put something softer as a sort of underlayer between the foil and your desk, because that will make it a bit easier. I have this well, it's a pencil case of my kid, and it's made out of felt, so it's pretty soft. You could also use a sketchbook that isn't too hard. That can sort of take a bit of, yeah, that is able to sort of, yeah, how would you call it? It's not completely a very hard surface, basically. Um, so yeah, let's cut this thing out. So I think it's nice to sort of, I hope you can see this. I'm going to cut it out just around the line that I've just created because I think it's nice to have the line, but it all depends on what you want for a result. This is actually a bit thinner than the tomato tube. I think I'm going to do it like this and then make a more precise cut later. Well, this is making lots of noise. I hope that's not too annoying. But of course, the more precisely you cut it out and um, leave the rest of the foil, you will have more room for other ornaments. Okay, so that's better. And anything that gets bent or something, you can smooth it out later with either the back of your pen. So something like this would work. You could use a tool like this, but the back of your pen is just as effective. Let's see. And sometimes the edges are a bit sharp, especially um, with the tomato tubes. So if you have those, please be mindful that they're a bit sharp, and you could potentially get like a bit of a paper cut. So now I have this one. And yes, then I can fill in all of the details, which is the fun part, actually. What I've done on my, let's see, yes, here on this paper, and this might be nice to sort of test out for yourself which mark makings you like to do. I just did some stuff like, okay, what would work, like small stripes, or maybe I really like sort of decorative leaf-like shapes. So I sort of practiced with that. Do I need them to be the leaves sort of alternating, or do I want them coming out of the side at the same time? That would be nice. Some other stripes. What else could I do? I could also do like these wobbly lines. That would also be nice. Or maybe lines and a dot and a line and a dot. Like small stars, of course, but you could also do like tiny stars like this, or maybe stars that are more dense. That could be nice as well. Yeah, these are like the veins of a leaf as well. Maybe also, well, triangles could work. Anything basically. So it could be nice to just put some markings on a piece of paper next to you so you can sort of remember, help yourself remember like what are the things that I like, what kind of mark makings do I like. You could also, of course, test out your mark making. So, for instance, here I could think of, okay, if I was going to draw on the gold foil, maybe, let's see, what would I like? What would be nice? Maybe, maybe just something like this. I don't know. Or maybe would something like this be nice? You could test it out first and see which mark makings you like best. Actually, I kind of like this because then not every leaf is the same. Could be really nice. Yeah, maybe some dots here or some stripes. Let's see how it goes. So this is sort of your template. And if you have created one you really like and you want to make more of them, you can use this as your template to make other ones. Which is also nice. I think that way you don't have to sort of invent the wheel again. So yeah, once you've cut out the your first ornament, you can then do some nice mark makings, like the decorations. I will show you the difference because now I have a much softer under layer. Am I saying this correctly? It will bend a bit, but I can smooth that out later. But because now I have, let's see, oh yeah, I also have to do this leaf, right? I forgot to do that one. Okay, like this. So the leaf is now in there. So because it's softer, the mark makings will be a little bit more visible. So this might be nicer. It all depends on what kind of a result you're looking for. So let's do that, actually, the thing that I tested. So it is actually quite a quick process. You could create lots of these in little time, which is pretty rewarding. And I think once they're finished, they're really beautiful. and you can use them as gifts or maybe as gift tags. That would also be really nice. I mean, I would really love it if someone gave me a gift and one of these was attached to it as a sort of a decorative tag. So how is everyone doing? Is it working? Or is it like, what is this material? What have I started? I'm drowning in possibilities. That could be. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. And when I finish this one, is there uh, something else you'd like me to create? What should we do after this one? Maybe an owl. I'm really into owls lately. We've done um, an owl month and well, to
Owls. Owls are always good.
yes, it could be. I mean, for me, it I would be really okay if it would be owl year instead of owl month.
Too,
It's just I don't
especially
know
in the winter.
why.
Yeah.
They're just fabulous. I think they're my comfort um, animal to draw. Some people have cats or dogs or I don't know, but mine I think are owls. Oh, I'm liking this. Definitely. Hopefully you can all see this. I'm always worried that the quality of the overhead camera isn't good enough. So I'm hoping you can see all of the details.
It looks good. I can see it very clear.
Oh, thanks, that's good to know. Yes, so all of the seeds. Let's see, what else can we do? How can we make this even prettier? What kind of mark makings did I have? I had, I feel like this needs something too. I'm not sure if it needs much. Mm, maybe some smaller stripes. I'm just making things up. Um, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's a handmade object, so um, we're just trying things out. And if it's pretty, we might keep it for ourselves. And if it's nice, we might give it away. Or the other way around. Does it need anything else? What do you think? Um, maybe some small dots. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is actually pretty okay. And then, of course, you need to poke a hole into it. I have scissors that have a very sharp point. So I would also say be careful because you could hurt yourself. But if you have like this softer surface, you could do it like this and just put the point of your scissors on here and then making it's actually mine is actually too soft. Yes, it went right through it. Okay, so I made a little hole. Maybe I should have had a little bit more room for the hole, but that's okay. Oh no, it broke. Okay, so that's what can happen. It did break. So this is a bit softer than it was easier. I might even prefer the this tube because it's slightly thicker and easier to handle. So I poked a hole in every ornament and then I put this string through it, which was pretty easy. I will do that later with these. Let's do the owl. That's nice. So I'm going to cut out this owl that I already created. I have no clue why I drew it like this. I just started with a circle for its head, and then this is what came out of it. I did look at a reference picture for a bit, but I know barn owls pretty well. They are one of my favorite owls because they have such a soft expression. Let's see. Where would it fit? I think I'll do it like this so I don't. This is probably the most economic and not wasteful. Yes, so I basically, yeah, I did like a round shape first and then the shape of the wing. So it's basically only a few shapes. It's a circle and like a leaf shape for the wing, and then I just put its belly, which is also it's also like a leaf shape, combining two leaf shape basically, and then some feet. They're not really like the feet that they have, like the claws that they have, but I think giving him something like a sock or something looks nice, and then sort of a rectangle for its tail. And that's basically it. Yeah, so just simple shapes, don't make it too difficult. And if it doesn't completely look like an owl, well, that doesn't really matter. Everybody's sort of, dear, now I've moved it. Everybody sort of can recognize the shape of an owl. So if it's not completely like um, like a barn owl, what a barn owl looks like, that doesn't really matter, I think. So I'm going to put some of its wings. I think in this case, taping it down might be a very good idea. Yes, there it is. I'm going to use my scissors. Sorry for the sound. I will do it quickly. So here is, oh, it's getting so dark in here now. I hope the light is still good. So an owl. Let's see. What can we do? I think I'm going to emphasize the outline a bit because I kind of like that. And then let's put this almost heart-shaped face in it. And then let's see what kind of mark makings. Well, I think I'm going to cheat a tiny little bit and look at because yes, I had a picture of an owl. Because these owls have like the nicest feathers as well. And they go sort of round their eyes. So I might give them sort of eyelashes. Yes, I think that's cute. That's nice. What else? Maybe also some hairs here, but make it sort of like I might try to make it look like a bit of sun rays. Could be nice. So small lines, shorter and longer ones. Yes, cute. What else? Um, what can I do? What would be fun? Maybe, oh, I think there was a line here as well. And And there are some tail feathers, of course, so I could do longer lines as well there, longer stripes. Maybe I'm going to do something like a leaf-shaped thingy here to make it a bit more sort of decorative and to stay away from wanting to make it look exactly like a barn owl. It can be a bit more sort of folklore-ish, I think. I'm just making things up as I go. I could have, drawn this on my template. And if I do that, of course, I could replicate them and create, well, thousands of them if I wanted to. But I also really like the idea of things being one of a kind. So in this case, I think I'll keep it like this. Another leaf shape. And let's see for its belly, maybe also a bit more of the stripes, but then sometimes a tiny star to make it look festive. Making things up as I go. I do like it when they are, yeah, when they're sort of almost completely covered. I also like the back, by the way. It's also fun to see the other way around. This is something you don't have, of course, if you create them with the tubes, with the metal tubes. On this one, of course, has two sides, and I also like the, what's it called in English? Relief. Like the, yeah, it's almost like braille. It's really nice. Mm, maybe this. Yeah, something like this. I like it. This is cute. But then again, as I told you before, I really love owls, so yeah, I might just be biased. Okay, let's make a hole in it, and now let's not make the hole too close to the edge so that it doesn't break. Really, yes, much better. Much, much better. So now we already have two pretty ornaments. How much time do we have left? Do I have time for one more? Let's see. Maybe a small one. Maybe a tiny acorn. Or what else? Yes, maybe the acorn is nice. Oop, goes my template of my owl. Okay. So actually from this sheet alone, which isn't even A4, I think, you could create quite a lot of different ornaments. And these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I created out of one tomato tube. Um, and I still had some room left, although mine was broken a bit. It was uh, not everything was very some part was ripped a bit, so I decided not to use that part. But you could, yeah, I think definitely 5 to 7 ornaments you could create out of one tomato tube, and these will 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe if you make small ones, it could even be 10 or 12. Let's see, an acorn. I might do something like this to like a small rectangle, small square on top so I can make sure it can hang. I'm going to do it with the advantage of using a pen is that you know where you have been with your pen. So that way you know which parts you still have to trace and which parts you've already done. Yes. And of course, now I'm this with this workshop, I am sort of trying to do things that are a bit festive, but you could, of course, do anything. You could do tulips or whatever is your favorite thing. If you're into Star Wars, you could do Yoda, or is it Star Trek? Oh, I'm so horrible at these things. My partner is really into it, and I haven't seen any of the movies, so I'm really bad at yeah knowing which is which. But it would be really nice to sort of have like um, if someone really likes I don't know, video games, you could do like the characters, or uh, you could also do like Beatrix Potter characters. That would also be really nice, like a Peter Rabbit. Oh, that would be beautiful. Or you could do houses. Oh, that's one I forgot. Gingerbread houses would also be really good for because of all the decoration on it. On them. Yeah, that would be really nice as well. Gingerbread houses or anything you like. A bicycle. Or maybe art supplies. That would be really nice as well. Like brushes and crayons and erasers and all these things. That would be nice as well. Let's see, how can we decorate this? I know that acorns, they have like these, it's almost like they are layered, sort of shingles. I'm just doing like zigzag lines. I'm trying to make them overlap a tiny bit so that they're not completely, like the zigzags aren't completely in the same place. I hope you could see that. Yeah, this is nice. And then, maybe it's nice to show that it's curved. So there's always like a sort of a dot at the end. And then dot, stripe, dot, stripe, dot, stripe, something like that. Stripe, dot, stripe. Yes, cute. I might like the back of these better. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to poke a hole in this as well, and then I'm going to do the strings. So the strings are really easy. I have this red glittery string, but you could also use a ribbon, of course. And I've just cut off a piece and then poke it through the hole, which is really easy because it's sturdy material, so you don't have to have like 15 tries, which I usually have when trying to put thread through a needle. And then you just take these two strings, you put them around your finger like this, you roll this under it, and then take it through, and that's it. And then you have a really nice ornament. I think I like my owl best, which was predictable. Let's do the other ones as well. I might have made this hole too small. No, it works. Oh, just when I said it was really easy to put the string through the hole, of course, it suddenly became really difficult. And there's another one, and this one is more difficult. Maybe I have to make another hole because this one is broken. I I made it too close. I did it too close to the edge. And that's it. So it is really, really easy actually, and I think a lot of fun to do. How much time do we have? Do you all have time for one more, or do you have to go? I could do one more, a quick mushroom if you want.
I'd like to do a mushroom. Sounds
Yes.
good.
Shall we
Yeah,
do a mushroom?
need a mushroom.
Let's replicate this one. Basically, what I did here, I'm going to draw it directly on the sheet, which is easier for me, I think. I just did like this general mushroom cap shape and made it a bit wobbly um, on the underside, and then made it an extra line here because of the, I always forget what they're called in English, but we call them lamella, like the thing where the spores fall out. Um, then I'm going to give it a little skirt and a foot or whatever it is called. And that is it. And I can already cut it out. So if you don't use a template and just draw on the foil directly, it's actually an even quicker process. And I think I always say this when I am drawing mushrooms, they're such a forgiving shape. It doesn't really matter if they're a bit crooked or if the cap turned out too big, or, it's just they are funny shaped anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So I don't think you really need a template for um, a mushroom. But if you want to make multiple of the same shape, of course, then you might need one. But it could be fun to do like 5 different shapes. Like one with a really long stem, or one with a really tiny cap, and all these things. This, and let's see if this works as well. So I'm going to do um, the same lines as I have done here. And maybe give the skirt a bit more definition, also a few lines. What did I do here? Oh, I did some to indicate sort of bit of dirt, which is usually on the underside of the stem, like just a few crossed lines. And then, of course, some dots, which is the fun part. Some bigger, some smaller. So I'm going to do the bigger ones first and sort of divide them over the surface. Trying to think of dots that might also be a bit more on the other side and fall off of the template. So maybe making half ones, some smaller ones. Maybe in this case, I'm also going to do some stars. That would be fun. Why not? Stars and dots. And that is also basically it. Maybe one dot here. Let's poke another hole, not too close to the edge. Cut a bit of string. Done. That was a really quick mushroom. See, and they're sort of the same, but also different, which is, I quite like that actually. So how many did we make in 1 hour? 4. It's nice. So now I have 9. I can put them in the Christmas tree, hang them on the Christmas tree. Really nice. So does anyone have any questions for me? Because we're sort of almost at the end of the workshop, and then you can show your ornaments if you want to at the end. I would really like to see them, but only if you want to. But are there any questions? Or it's pretty, once you get the hang of sort of the doing the decorations with your ballpoint pen, it's pretty, yeah, it's quite easy, I think. Um, but yeah, if there are any questions, please do let me know. No, I think, well, yeah, I think everyone, um, the fun thing is I might like the color of this better, but I might like the texture of this better. This is slightly thicker. And I also really like the back of these. It's like, yeah, you can see what it was, which is really nice. I might make a few more of these. They're fun. Okay, so I will switch to my regular video. There I am again. Hi. Is there anyone who would like to share their Christmas decorations? Yes, Martha and Meg. I will spotlight Martha. Hi, Martha. Oh, I can't hear you. Can you?
How's that?
Yes, there you are. Yes, I can
Okay,
hear you.
I've got to get this turned just right.
Oh, yes, but I can see it a bit. Yes.
Um,
Beautiful.
I,
Very nice.
I could not find any of the foil or
Yes.
the metallic sheet. And
Hmm.
so I got a piece of stiff kind of tag board that's covered with the foil kind of paper on top.
Hmm.
And it did take the etchings. Here I can see it. I don't know if you
I can
can.
see them too. Yes, that works really well.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that because I also had, and I didn't say this in the, but I can show it in a minute. I didn't say this in the workshop because I was wondering if it would work because I didn't test it. But it's good to know that it works. I have an example of this paper as well.
Of course, it's not as deep, so it's not as dramatic.
Yes, but still, it's really nice. You could also, what I've also seen people do is use like a bit of ink on top of it and then sort of smush it out so the ink goes into the grooves of the like the indentations, and then you can see them much clearer. So that could work really well. Would be really
I'll
nice.
try that.
Yeah,
That sounds like a good idea.
it's lovely. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And Meg also wanted to share.
I ordered I ordered actual copper sheeting by accident. I meant to order from Blick. I was going to get the thinner.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do the details are super hard.
Okay.
So they have to be
Oh,
large. So there's, can you see?
Oh,
oh, but that's actually
It's
lovely.
it's really
beautiful.
it's thick. So it's
Yeah.
like it's really hard to carve. But
Yes, but the effect is beautiful.
little mushrooms and
I love
Oh,
them.
little pomegranate. I
lovely.
can do some more detail later, like lines on the leaves and things. And I practiced ahead of time and did a little squirrel with a little dangly.
Oh,
Little.
beautiful.
My husband made me
Oh,
these copper rings out of wire, which was so sweet of him to do. And so I'm going to try and make a banner out of them. I just fell in love with doing them so much. So there's my, and I thought I'd use my
yes.
pomegranate like in between the little things in between the bigger guys. So
Yes. Oh, that's
I
so
loved it though. It
lovely.
was so fun.
Oh.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Sure.
I also see that Jessica has added a picture to the chat, which is also really nice. She used, I think it's like a tray that you can use for a dish for putting in the oven or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's also really, yeah,
that
inventive.
would work great. That looks
Yes,
beautiful.
that works
Yeah.
really well. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Jessica. Really nice. Um, so I will spotlight myself for just 1 second because I had a similar paper to Martha, I think. This was from a chocolate letter. We we celebrate Sinterklaas here in the Netherlands, and he is the Dutch equivalent to Santa. And well, not everybody, but it is sort of custom that you get a letter. Um, in my case, a P, but if your letter is like a Q, it's not really available in the shop. So then you get an S from Sinterklaas. But this was the back of one of these letters, and I thought that might work really well too. So yes, using all kinds of recyclable materials is a very good idea. So thank you so much for sharing that as well, Martha and Jessica. Is there anyone else who would like to share their uh, yes, Erin, is that you? Yes.
Yeah, I can
And
share.
if you don't want to be in the video, but you would like to share your creations in the chat, that is perfectly fine as well. I would love to see them.
Mine are small. I used little gouache tubes and
Oh, that's also a very
watercolor.
good idea.
So I have like a little
Oh,
mini owl,
cute.
and I did
Oh,
a bird.
Oh,
And then I had one that was larger, so I did silvery, just like a flower and a
lovely.
mushroom.
Yes, beautiful. Thanks so much for sharing. What
Thank
a good
you.
idea. I didn't even think of that using my paint tubes. That's a very good idea. There must be, there have to be so many materials you could use for something like this. And I also think, I mean, Meg, you said it's really hard to do like the carvings. But
very
I
hard.
do think it's a very beautiful result. So having them, mine are a bit, you can bend mine really easily. So having them a bit more sturdy, actually, so these ones are a bit more sturdy, the ones that I used from the tubes. Um, yeah, that might actually be nicer, especially when you have a cat who wants to get them out of the tray really often. I'm not sure if these will survive that, but we'll see. There's only one way to find out, right? Okay, well, thank you all for being here today. If you want to do it again, the replay will be up soon. And our next session is going to be on Friday evening, where we will do a folding booklet. But this time it's going to be a winter style. You can watch a video of me where I created an autumn one that is also on Substack. Yeah. So I hope to see you all there. I don't think you're going to be there probably, Meg, because you're going to prepare for your market, right? So I'm going to
Yeah.
wish you a lovely day
Sorry.
at your market or
Yeah.
open studio it is, right?
Open
Yeah.
studio,
Yes,
first one. So
yes. So
I'm nervous.
I hope you have lots of fun there.
Well, thank you.
It's probably going to
Good
be
luck.
really nice.
Oh, thank you, Martha.
And yes, see you soon.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you,
for being
Polly.
here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.